Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday night, April 6, 2015. Happy Dyngus Day. We're going to celebrate Dyngus Day tonight on Whiskey Boy Radio. We have Steve Wilson in the house. Formerly, you're not turned on. Sorry, bro. I'm totally just introing. I feel horrible when people do that, but I should just, whatever. Anyway, I'm talking to myself. But Whiskey Boy Radio are proud to bring you Steve Wilson tonight, former singer of the Black Doves, and now he is a Bad to the Bone solo artist, destroying musical something. I have nothing. I should have written something that this. Welcome to the Failcast, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just talk about the sponsors and move on. Tonight, everyone, welcome our sponsors and give a big shout out to young_OG24 on Instagram. That's Y0UNG_OG24 on Instagram. Also sponsoring us tonight is the Viewpoint Podcast Network. Viewpoint Podcast Network is home to various podcasts covering everything from pop culture and sports to business and science. Visit viewpointnetwork.com to find your favorite new shows. Also, you have going to college maybe and you're taking a German class or you're doing a podcast and you want some German voiceover work done, well, just check out Mindstalker85 on Fiverr. He has proofreading for German text and voiceovers for German scripts as a native speaker. Check him out at fiverr.com/Mindstalker85. And without further yes, dang it. I said pomp, circumstance, or ado correctly, but I did not say further, okay? That's just the way the podcast works. I don't say things correctly. You people just need to get all up on over it, because here we go. Daniel, would you please bring us in, sir?
Welcome to Whiskey Boy Radio.
You're listening to Whiskey Boy Radio on whiskeyboy.us.
Every time I eat SpaghettiOs, I listen to Whiskey Boy Radio. Coast to coast and across the pond,
the bonds of friendship are really strong.
Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Danielle.
Welcome to the show, folks.
Coming to you live from a garage studio in Fort Worth, Texas. You are listening to Whiskey Boy Radio.
That's right. Welcome to the Shizzo, people, for Rizzo.
Words is hard.
Words is hard for me. Okay, listen. And also, during the intro, I heard the buzzing again. That's what I was saying, the buzzing.
Really? I know, I heard you.
And not this buzzing. Not the digital fly buzzing that is the soundboard. Hey, tell me when that gets to like 25 or 30% or so.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm on it.
Are you?
Word.
You're not really. Find the sound for the reason we actually plugged it in so you can get ready to play that.
I don't even remember what the reason we plugged it in for. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the show, folks. Steve Wilson, how are you, sir?
I'm great, man. What's going on?
It's going, buddy. It's Dyngus Day. We're going to talk all about... I know, nobody knows what Dyngus Day is, but it's a huge thing. We're going to talk... Okay, now we can start. Listen, yesterday was Easter. Did you have a good Easter?
I had a great Easter.
I was so looking forward to it because ham, and Christ, but ham and eggs and yeah, Christ, he was resurrected on Easter, honey.
Yeah, I'm on, aren't I? I don't have to whisper.
No, you don't have to whisper. You're on them. What do you... Don't know which... Welcome to the show, honey.
Honey baked.
Anyway, so I was super excited because of a ham, and my mother actually made a ham and a roast. And then we had...
roast?
A roast?
A broast?
Shut up with words, it's hard. Anyway, did you find that thing?
I did.
Okay, go ahead and play it. Ready, go. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, that's not fading down very well. It's opening night of baseball. Go Rangers. Okay, it's back off. Anyway, that was way longer than I thought it was going to be. Way louder.
That was
exceptionally long.
Just sit here and wait for a minute. So yeah, it is. Baseball is finally back, so we can get over that horrible, annoying thing that happens between football and
shut
baseball.
Your mouth.
Called basketball.
Basketball is awesome.
Basketball is for rappers and black folks.
No, it's not.
And I'm a
short
white guy.
Your dad likes basketball.
My dad's a redneck who doesn't know what he likes. The guy he sits and watches an entire NASCAR race. Those people ain't right in the head.
Well, yeah, I have to agree.
You're not a NASCAR
fan. I'm inclined to agree wholeheartedly with you on that.
Basketball is awesome. What's wrong with you?
not
You know what
get
I've
carried
noticed
away.
about basketball is over the years. You remember back when we were kids, the teams would be wearing suits to the games.
Yeah.
Right.
And now they're like, everybody has tattoos, and it's crazy. It's like totally different. now.
Okay, let's first off, you and I are not one to talk about tattoos because we both have.
Yeah,
Okay,
but it's just different.
no, but yeah, even back in the day, Rodman would even cover up his tattoos when he was going to the
Right,
game, but
right.
not anymore because you used to have the great people you could look up to, like the Michael Jordans, the Pippins,
Right.
all those guys, and now it's like it's the hard knock life. They're all ghetto. Like
They're
it's,
not all ghetto.
It's gone completely urban. The sport is now living on Section 8 welfare. The entire sport.
So back to baseball.
See, baseball is just redneck guys with. They used to be dip. They don't have dip. See, baseball's getting cleaner. Basketball's getting worse. They don't dip anymore. If you get drunk, they kick you out.
And what's his name had a
relapse.
drug problem.
He had a
What was his name?
relapse. It doesn't matter. He plays for the
Don't
Angels
know.
now.
Yeah,
Hamilton. Scott Hamilton.
yes.
Yeah, he relapsed. And
that's
so,
a shame because he was doing good.
You must not have had a very good PR person.
I know they found that out quick. But the Angels are like, we're not going to let him go. They probably spent too much money. And plus, it's the Angels.
Well, yeah.
Who cares?
And
about
it's
the Angels?
Hamilton. He was good.
He was good. Are you getting tipsy from your sangria yet? Sangria Dani on the show tonight, folks.
Sweet
So,
wine.
what else? We totally missed our son's art show today.
We did.
Our second grader had a piece chosen for the district art show, and we did not show up for him to be able to stand next to it tonight, which is sad. Oh, it's not turned on. Ready? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a shame.
Anyway, I turned it back off. What's it at?
It says not charging.
Not charging.
I'm just going to unplug it.
Okay, just unplug it, and whenever it dies, it's dead. No
Yeah.
more soundboard. Danielle wants to play the soundboard. Anyway, so back to Easter. So I ate like 2,900 calories yesterday.
Right.
Danielle didn't track it all
I
yesterday.
did not track it.
I had 4 cupcakes. I'm happy. I don't care. I'm happy. 4 cupcakes. Ham roast. Ham twice, actually, because I had a ham sandwich for dinner. Potato salad.
A ham sandwich.
sandwich.
Make me a ham
Oh,
sandwich.
so much good. I had jelly beans, and I don't even care. I don't care. It was all so awesome. What else did we have? Corn salad that we make is
We
so
did have
good.
corn salad and the bread that I made, the yeast rolls.
And the yeast rolls. They were.
You guys are gonna make me hungry. We had a pretty big dinner yesterday, but yeah, we
stuff.
did it at my mother-in-law's house. So I made potatoes in the morning. What they didn't know was in them was like I cooked the vegetables in bacon grease before I put it in there, and
Yeah.
cheese, and
So
so
you
they
do
don't
it.
know how rich those potatoes really
That's
were.
good stuff. My grandmother.
Bacon grease is awesome.
When my grandmother used to make potatoes, my brother, everybody always loved them, and my mom was like, "That's because she puts an entire stick of butter
Yeah.
in the mashed potatoes. That's why you like them." Like that's why we were all extremely fat when we were growing up. We were gigantic.
I don't know if your brother was ever extremely fat.
No, my brother never was. He's
Yeah.
a jerk. He,
Yeah, that goes.
I don't know. I don't understand how my brother can be so thin all the time. And I was eating the same stuff as him, but I was
Yeah, but how
enormous.
much were you eating?
I was only eating 3 times as much as him, so it
Exactly.
shouldn't matter. For the love of Pete, but I'm down. I am teetering on the line of being under 200. I'm like one day I'll weigh in and I'm like 199.9, and the next day I'll weigh in, I'll be like 201 ish, and I'm like right on that line. So sometime this week I'll break the 200 barrier and it'll be over Grover.
Well, I mean, you need to go ahead and start training for the jailbreak.
We're gonna
And
sign
then
up for the
we'll
jailbreak.
be-
Yeah. Do you do any running at all?
I don't. I did for a while. Like when I was getting out of the military, I ran,
Yeah.
and that's kind of the one thing I had control of. So
Yeah.
I ran a lot and tried to get in
Nice.
shape, but I haven't since. The military ran it all out of me.
I decided I was tired of being a fat head a couple years ago. And when I hit 260 pounds, I was like, holy crap, the 260 pounds is kind of big. So I was like, I'm going to start running. And just running and stuff. But I lost a lot of weight, and that caused a freaking gallstone, which that sucks. So I had that surgery. And so I've been kind of like on and off the wagon, so to speak, since then. And then, I love whiskey and beer. So, but I'm pretty much back on it. I've run every day this year. I keep
Yep.
looking for something that's going to tell me how many days have passed in the year so far, and I can't find anything.
You could probably calculate it.
31 plus 28 is 59.
Math in public. Do it. Quick. Go.
50, 80, 60, 90.
Quicker.
1, 2,
Come
3,
on, quicker.
94, 90.
You're being timed.
96 days. 95 days so far that I've run. I've not run 95 days in a row.
That's
Holy
awesome.
crap. This Friday is going to be day 100 in a row of running.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, my Lord.
You've been filming yourself, man. You could have a reality TV
No, listen, I have a photo for every day.
Yeah, that's good. That's great.
My Instagram is where I hang out.
That's
Man, I'm a
super
selfie
cool,
king.
man.
I have a selfie stick. I'm not even joking. Selfie stick in my van right now. My really fly, dope whiskey van. It's good times. What else is on this stupid list? Jailbreak. Yeah, we're going to sign up for the jailbreak because obstacle runs, man, that'll motivate you. That's how I first got motivated. Really? I signed up for the jailbreak. Actually, I signed up for the Savage Race first. Or was the jailbreak?
You signed up for the Savage Race, but the jailbreak came
Happened
first.
Yeah. So I signed up for this horrible race that you know you're going to die. And I had not even started running yet. And then I'm like, well, it's a month and a half till I have to do my first race. Maybe I should start running. And that first race hurt. It was no joke. But then by the time Savage Race came around a few months later, I was like rocking and rolling. So
I always see those races, and the more I look at them now, the more it's become like a product. And I think,
oh, they
wow,
totally
what a
are.
scam, man! You pay people, or people pay you to like do that to themselves
Yeah.
for
Oh, it's horrible.
that long. And
So
The
much
Savage
fun, though.
Race, I ran the Savage Race for the first time this last year,
Yeah.
and I was none too happy.
I imagine.
I'm glad that I finished it, and I'm
So
glad that
you're not
going
gonna
to
do it this year?
But it was brutal.
I need a
It
buddy.
was-
I need someone to run the Savage
it was
Race with me
bad.
this year then.
I'm not in any good physical condition. I'm significantly better than I was.
She's not. And still, I don't understand why you can't get a pace going when you run. I don't understand why you are. You're like running through tar all the time.
I'm slow.
You won't just
I
go.
am.
Just go. You shuffle along like an old woman in the mall. You're like stuck in mall mode.
There's those words again.
Words is hard.
Words is hard.
Words is
exactly.
hard. You're stuck
At least
in.
I know how to speak.
You're stuck in mall walk mode. Golly gee willikers.
I don't
I mean, just
know.
start hitting
Listen,
stuff.
I'm in radio. I'm not good at talking.
I'm okay with running,
No, you're
but
not.
at my own pace.
Your own pace is like I walk. Like seriously, we used to go to the track and we'd run together, and I would get up next to her as I'm fixing to pass her, and I would just start walking at a fast pace, and it's keeping up with her jog, and I'm like, I don't know.
Hey, you know what? At least I was doing it.
No, I totally get it.
Okay,
Good
then
for
get
you.
off my back.
But you need to learn to run correctly so that
Trying.
you can. Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. Okay, what else? Let's move on. So, yeah, I'm trying to DJ, and so
As long as he doesn't have to talk, he's fine.
yeah, as long as I'm just playing music and I shout occasionally, dance floor, yay, Macarena, whatever.
You always just fake it. And throw
You
it.
can't totally. You can fake this gig so easy. So I was looking on Craigslist for speakers for a PA, and I came across this ad, and I want to read this ad. This guy, words is hard
Words
for
is
this
hard,
guy.
yeah, for him.
So I'm going to read it exactly like it's typed. I have a pair of DJ speakers. It is brand new. My brother buy it, but he don't use. He bow $250 for each of them. Now I reduce the price and sale it for $175. This is a non-power speaker. You need a power amplifier. Please send me email if you are interested on the speaker. Oh man, I just love Craigslist.
It's just great grasp. Of
I'm
being
interesting. That's like those emails you get that are like, you have won millions of dollars. You must send your email address and your social security number and your bank account to the Prince of Nigeria, and he will be happy to send you your money.
Oh yeah, you don't sell a car on Craigslist anymore. That's what you get too. Those,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, same deal. I'd like to send you a certified check.
Yeah.
Just
Oh man, I sold an old Crown Vic one time online, and this is like how many years ago did I sell that thing? Probably.
It was before
Eight.
we moved in here. It was before we moved into the
So it was like
other
8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And up until last year, I was still getting calls on this thing. I'm like, I don't know where you're seeing this ad. Please, every time someone call, hey, do you have the Crown Vic for sale? Where did you see this ad? Please tell me before I tell you I sold it 8 years ago, because I want to take it down. And I would search. I'm like, Crown Vic for sale, Fort Worth. Come on, find my car, find my listing so I can remove it. And eventually they just quit calling. So I'm glad for that. But anyway.
it exists in the internet forever.
It's somewhere, yeah. And those pictures of me, and yeah. Anyway, Sexy News School Dani, tell us about your GPA. What do you?
I'd prefer not to talk about it. Okay, so here's what happened. Back when I was
What happened
18,
was-
well, see what happened. What had happened was
GPA is hard.
back when I was 18, I went into college right out of high school, thinking, "Oh yeah, this is great. I'm gonna have like super fun times, and college is awesome." And I ended up failing like 4 classes.
She was dating me.
So it was.
So it was.
The 3 days I were there were great.
Yeah. So now...
Wait. Hold on for a second. Let's talk about what classes you failed. Appreciation of dance?
I failed
How do you-
art appreciation, dance appreciation, a ballet
like
class.
she was
and a
taking
speech
the
class.
BS classes already. I'm going to take these nothing classes just to...
I just wasn't in. I thought that was the next step for me. You know, like you get out of college. I mean, you get out of high school, and that's what you think. You think, oh, well, let's go into college because that's what.
Yeah,
you
but
need
you
to
never
do.
finished high school technically.
I technically did. I got
On
my
paper, you
I
finished
got my
equivalency.
yeah.
So
I got that.
You know what she was doing though? It's perfect. You know what she was doing instead of going to college?
What's that?
Going with me to see local bands.
She was appreciating art.
Yes.
Well, but I was also
and
working.
dance, then.
I was also working. I was working full time.
Were you? Where were you working full
I
time?
was working at the daycare full time.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, needless to say, I
Failed.
some of my classes. So
Aw.
now that I'm trying to
Get back into college.
like further my degree and I'm actually trying to transfer to a 4-year college, those 4 Fs are kind of
The short story is she can't get any full ride scholarships
right
that she would qualify for because her GPA's in
because
the
my
toilet.
GPA's
Because she failed.
yeah.
She's got Fs in more classes than she's taken
that
since
is
she's been back
not true.
to... How many Fs do you have? 4?
I have 4 Fs.
How many classes have you taken now?
I've been taking classes since 2005 and I've been making A's and B's.
No. I mean this most recent return to school.
I still have more credits.
Okay. I'm sorry. Don't get so offended.
Well, you get all think you know everything.
Those are your ears like sticking out because those headphones sticking out. It's weird. It looks like you have like
Shrek.
Thank you.
Aw.
Your ears are anyway.
Boo.
Let's move on and talk about Steve Wilson. So I met you.
They turn. Okay.
You're
not my
you're
ears.
Princess Leia in it big time. It's like cinnamon buns on this.
Save us. Luke Skywalker.
Save me,
Shut
Whiskey
your
Boy
mouth.
Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Ugh.
Anyway, you're
Blew a
ridiculous.
Star Wars line. There's going to be many angry nerds.
Yeah, it's gonna be horrible. Nerds, and the nerds will get you if you broadcast it.
Oh, wow.
So when I first met you, you were singing for a little band called the Black Doves,
Yes, sir.
and I think the last time I saw you guys was like Andy's up in Denton or something.
Yeah,
hanging
that was right about the time I moved back to Dallas. So
Yeah.
we were going through like some weird member changes at the time,
Yeah.
and but yeah, that was a crazy show. What we had hoped was going to be very big for us because Kevin Martin was in the audience, I think, that night, and he wanted to see us. But it was one of those deals that kind of went nowhere.
Yeah,
So
and let's see. I don't remember who else. That was such a long time. I was going to talk about who else was there. I don't remember what all was going on. But
I can't either.
it was probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Something like that. So anyway, so you've been a member of the local scene for a while, a good long while.
Yeah, I had a little hiatus in Savannah for about 9 months between the end of 2012
Man, I should have had
2013.
Georgia queued up.
I dug it.
Yeah. So, but you're back and you're doing music now, pretty much a solo thing, and you have a band that backs you.
You know, on the solo stuff, it's just me, and I'm kind of experimenting with some loopers and there's a drum pedal that I really want to buy. It was one of those fundraiser drum pedal deals, but right now I do have a drum machine, but I'm trying to connect it all together to make it sound right and make a sound guy not have a conniption when I come in and say, hey, this is my pedal board. Can you hook me up?
Right. So what kind of, just a general, what kind of music do you play?
Yeah, it's a lot of the older stuff that I've written, just kind of acoustic rocky. I don't know. You think Damien Rice, but a little harder edge, I guess.
Yeah, I see that. So, how'd you get started in music? 'Cause you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, man. I'm the youngest of 4 boys. So you were talking about your brothers and metabolisms earlier. I'm the runt of the litter.
Yeah.
And they had guitars sitting around the house, and at some point I think I showed interest in playing the violin when I was a kid. And my dad got me my great aunt's old violin. And so I did that in, like 2nd or 3rd grade, but there was still those guitars around the house that I always looked at. And finally, around the time I was about 11, 12, I started picking up those guitars and playing them, just trying to teach myself. And then for a Christmas present, my parents got me an electric guitar when I was 13 with no amp. So
Interesting.
I plinked around on that, plugged into a boom box with it on, record and play at the same time. And that was my amp for about a year until the next Christmas when they got me an amp. But
Very cool.
kind of just, and my brothers always listened to a lot of music. My parents had albums everywhere.
Yeah.
My mom's British. My dad was from Chicago, so we had
That's interesting.
everything from Elvis to the Beatles to Hot Chocolate, records around the house.
Very cool. Very cool. So, and you're a family man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good times.
Got 2 boys, 2 girls.
See, most of the time when people come over, they're like, golly, you got 5 kids. But you can totally relate to having a lot of kids.
Absolutely.
Which is, but a lot of you're not as young as some of I get some bands over here and all the guys are in their like early 20s and stuff. And they're like, man, I ain't got no kids. I ain't married. I got like 4 girlfriends, man. We're getting drunk every night of the week, having fun. So
Yeah, it sounds great.
yeah,
in
it's
theory.
it's not at all. Because I used to, when me and her were first getting together, we were out all the time. And it was like a lot of carry Matt to his car kind of nights.
A lot of those.
Actually, my friends drove my car more on weekends than I did because I just give the keys to my buddy Steven. And then his younger brother, because his younger brother was not 21 yet, but he was old enough to go out with us. And then the best thing happened. Steven, my friend, got an ulcer, and so he couldn't drink anymore.
The best thing.
And so,
Sounds great.
So then he could drive me. And I was like, man, I've got 2 designated drivers that like to go out with me. It's awesome. So that's why I had. See, I drank all through college and still maintained like a 3.78 GPA.
That's because you're smarter than me.
I'm super
Okay.
hyper intelligent. Isolate that audio. We're gonna mark it 21 minutes in. 21 minutes. in,
Hey,
you
I
know.
don't.
is
I do
recorded.
not have
Admits the
any
truth.
problem stating that I'm not the smartest person in the world.
Okay.
There are many things that I can learn.
You're super beautiful, though. I mean,
Well,
it's a good thing that you're very
I
attractive.
guess it's a trade-off,
It's
right?
I'll take a dumb.
Okay.
I'll take a dumb hottie all day long. So that's funny. So what do you do for like real life
For a
work?
real job,
Yeah.
for a real living.
Yeah.
I got out of the military back in the end of 2011, and I spent 16 years in both the
Wow.
Army and the Air Force.
That's
And
awesome.
That is awesome.
took the first job right out of getting out, and it was over here, really close to us. And
Yeah.
so driving through this old neighborhood, it was like it was eerie. Just I rolled down
Yeah.
my windows, but so many familiar streets over here. Anyway, I worked for a logistics company for a little while, and then when I got back from Savannah, my brother Ian owns a company they're sales reps for
Sure.
multiple roofing product manufacturers.
Uh huh.
So I'm a rep for them, sales
cool.
rep. So
Yeah.
my territories, Louisiana and Oklahoma. And
What'd you do in the military?
West Texas.
What was your job in the military?
I was an airborne infantryman in the Army when I was in the Army. And
Nice.
then I got out, went back through school, ROTC, and then I ended up as a combat systems officer, as a WIZO B-52 EWO,
Yeah.
and then a combat systems officer instructor
Wow.
when I got out on the
That's
naval
rad.
base in Pensacola.
So how long did you say you were in the?
16, about
Golly, that's
altogether.
awesome. Because you meet a lot of people who served their 4 years and got out and then went to college or maybe 8.
Yeah.
But people who did longer than that doesn't happen too much anymore.
Well,
So
I would always intended it. After I went to college for 2 years, and
Yeah.
then I was like, I hate in Wyoming, and I'm tired of being cold and miserable.
Yeah.
So I'd go enlist in the Army and go be cold and miserable, and
Be paid for it.
that's what we were talking about, those runs and stuff. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, at
like
least
boot
I got
camp.
paid for putting myself through
like
that
we're
abuse.
paying to go to a day of boot camp. It's just
Exactly.
stupid. So, that's funny.
But yeah, I didn't intend on going back in when I finished college, but it was one of those things like
Yeah.
I'm going to go try and fly. And
That's cool. Very cool. My mother was in the Air Force when I was born. My grandfather, my grandmother, my great-grandfather, I think, was in the military, though I can't recall much about his earlier years because he's no longer around. So, but my grandfather was. Man, I found a picture of my grandfather. Was it our parents and grandparents? Not our parents were kind of goofy because they were like hippies of our generation, but like our grandparents were because all the pictures of them are black and white, all of
Yeah.
them. Our parents have some color pictures, but our grandparents look so cool in photos.
yeah.
Like my grandfather, there's a picture of him when he's in the military, and he's, I guess, the slick hair thing was cool back. And I'm like, he looks like freaking James Dean or something. How come I've never in my life looked that cool?
As weird as how that you watch, you look at those old movies and hairstyles back then. Even in the military, you could have this big giant
Pompadour thing,
pompadour
yeah.
on your head, and when they changed those restrictions, and that's a totally different image from a 40s soldier to a new one. Now everything's like face masks and super cool.
Yeah, something like that. So, I want to play our weekly voicemail from Jeff Lord, although he's a retard.
Is he talking about chicken sandwiches?
No,
again?
he actually got our guests mixed up. He thought we were going to have someone else on.
Oh.
But anyway, he's just a goofus. So, but here's Jeff Lord's call. Ooh, let me turn on my sound. That would help. Jeff Lord's call of the week here real quick. If it'll play one way or the other. Welcome to Dead Air. No, I hit.
Man, I love Whiskey Boy Radio. Hey, sorry I didn't call last week. I'm really excited about your show tonight. The Phantom Sensations, correct?
No.
Have some chicken sandwiches on me and tell Eagle Bones I said hey.
Is that it? Okay. So next week is the Phantom Sensation, and Eagle Bones will be here, also known as Zach Xanatek, also known as Zach Danger.
You have to listen next week, too.
Next week, Jeff. You have to listen both weeks. I already told him he was wrong about the guest.
Sorry, dude. You're stuck with me
No,
tonight.
it's so funny. I said, no, it's Steve Wilson tonight. Phantom Sensation next week. He goes, have fun. I expect an awesome one. Oh, my expectations just lowered. Just kidding. And then I told him, folks, if you didn't hear last Thursday's show, the B-side show, which is episode 233, you can get whiskeyboy.us/233. I ended the show.
There's a June bug.
There's a June bug?
It was like dive bombing you.
It's right there.
Okay, Danielle, I'm going to get it.
On the soundboard. Awesome.
Hey, don't scream in the frickin' micro. I'm going to throw it at you if you scream again. Okay, be quiet for a second. Okay, now tell them something interesting. Tell them why you hate June bugs while I get rid of him.
Yeah, I'm not. Okay, so we had this.
It's biting me.
It is not. Shut up. Shut your mouth. You can't say those things.
An unexpected guest on the show tonight.
There's like 47 of them.
We used to record in the garage, and it was about this time last year, and we had a friend over, and I'm not even joking with you. These things were dive bombing us, like no joke. It was insane.
It was pretty good. Okay, so anyway, what was I saying?
We were talking about
I lost
Jeff.
to June bugs. Oh, that's
Jeff.
right. The call-in.
And then
He's stuck with us.
Oh, so last Thursday's show, I ended it with I got all like mellow and love everyone and spread love and do good for others, and I totally felt like Jeff. And we're going to carry that on to the end of this show this year. Our topic number 2 after we finish chit chatting with Steve and learning all about him. But anyway, so that was just relative to playing Jeff's call. So
I just have to say, we went over to Jeff's house a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
His little boy is so
pretty adorable.
Adorable.
He's a sweetheart too.
His first time I ever met this little kid, he's like what, 3? 2?
2-ish.
2?
2, 3.
He just came over and just gave me the biggest hug.
And then he was wanting kisses.
Oh, and
That's
and then
funny.
he wanted to like kiss on lips. And I was like, you can kiss me right here on
Yeah.
the cheek. That's totally cool.
And it wasn't a girl thing. I got the same treatment from the guy.
Yeah.
So he's a super. That is a house of love over there.
Such a
Just
sweet
good
little
times,
boy.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So where can people find your music online if they want to hear about you?
You know, I do have a website at stevewilsononline.com. That was my website for the longest time, back when I was playing solo while I was still in the military, and then before the Black Doves came about. And then, the Black Doves was kind of my focus, but I bought it. I bought it back this year and relaunched the website at stevewilsononline.com.
Cool.
But also I have it on Bandcamp, so
Yeah.
bandcamp.stevewilsononline.
And you're on Reverb too, because I got
Yep.
this tune we're fixing to play off there. So tell us about this tune. I don't even know how old this is. The song Perfect.
Yeah, Perfect is it goes back. I used to play it, when I would play shows in college up at North Texas. That was when it was written. And I played it at my wedding for my wife. It's about
Nice.
our relationship when we met. And then I went and re-recorded it, kind of had a rewrite with a couple of guys up in Washington State, and we recorded it up there. Same guys I recorded the Black Doves album with. Dan Conrad and Sammy Hudson from Everclear, bass player. He wrote the bass parts and co-wrote with us, and recorded a few years ago up there. And then I ended up just kind of releasing it online. It never got traction, so it's on an EP. It's called the Discovering Gravity EP, and it's on iTunes, and you can find it on Spotify. But this song was about Liz and when we met here in Dallas at the Dallas Museum of Art.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
That's cool.
And then kind of the pathway it's taken us. So that's
Awesome.
all
Well,
about
let's
that.
listen to this tune, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about things you got coming up and any newness and stuff. So this is Steve Wilson's song Perfect, and you're listening to Whiskey Boy Radio on whiskeyboyradio.com. We'll be right back. Stay tuned, folks.
In a courtyard, one October night. In the distance in a courtyard one October night.
Hey everybody, this is Caitlin from Atypical DFW Podcast. You're listening to Whiskey Boy Radio.
Boom, we're back. That was a good tune, brother.
Thanks, man.
I like that stuff. I like your stuff. I mean, I like the Black Dove stuff when I used to listen to that. So all your stuff I've listened to on Reverb is... What are they doing out there? You see, car just went backing up.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't steal. No, wasn't a white.
Weird.
You're driving a white car, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't a white car. We'll make sure nobody's stealing. If we steal
It's
one
insured.
of if they steal one of ours will hear it. We'll either hear her brakes or we'll hear mine go. Wick, 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 wick. That's
If they steal mine, I wish them the best. 'Cause it definitely needs new brakes pretty soon.
Oh, it's sad. The song is Perfect. Steve Wilson's the artist, and we'll have links where you can buy his stuff in the show notes at whiskeyboy.us/234, or you can head over to stevewilsononline.com.
That is correct.
We just had some fun during the break, chit-chatting about local artists we all know and watching them all have relationship issues like normal people do, and being sad about it, but hoping maybe it inspires good writing. So that's fun. It's funny to me knowing these people who are really like their music, but knowing them personally also.
Absolutely.
And so you can look back and you can see things that happen in their life, and you can see that totally relates on their album. And it's like Saroja. I've been friends of theirs for years. They actually came here and did episode 99 of our podcast for us, and we just had a huge drunk wrestling, throwing up in the sink, wrestling in front yard time. And so I've known those guys for many years, and you can see different things happen in Lucas's life, and you can see it affect his music, and it's just really cool to see. I don't know.
There was a cool milestone today. Like you mentioned, Nothing More in the break, and they released the Jenny video.
They did
today.
release that. That song is rad.
Oh, that whole album is goosebumps from start to finish for me. And Johnny gave me a copy when they were in Savannah when I was out there, and that was a couple of years ago. It was before they did the wide release copy, and he was like, "You got to listen to our new record. You have it?" And I was like, "I don't, man. I have your, the other ones on iTunes and stuff." He was like, "You got to listen to it." Yeah. And I did, and I was just like, I told him that song, man. It blew me away.
Yeah, Jenny was my favorite. Ballast, of course, everybody loves.
Yeah.
And the MTV one is pretty. The I Life song, I call it, but my son loves that one. But we like the old ones, the old songs like Salem and Fat Kid and all the stuff, The Few Not Fleeting and Bullet with Blue Eyes and all those old songs we really dig. Well, of course, Bullet with Blue Eyes, Paco Estrada was on that track with him, and I am addicted to anything Paco Estrada collaborates on.
Yeah, he's amazing.
The man is just genius. So.
He's awesome. And I got a South FM album once mailed to me. I was actually trying to order another record on the website, and they sent me South FM instead of Kurt Baxley's old band.
That's funny.
And I was like, "What? This isn't what I ordered." But I listened to it. I was like, "Oh my gosh, where did this come from?"
That's
man?
funny.
I wasn't
from
there
that
then.
same time frame. I totally saw Slim Shine Brown played a show like in the last couple weeks. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I didn't even know those guys were still doing anything. I'm like, Slim Shine Brown, y'all. I didn't know they were playing. And I was like, oh, that brings back memories. Like big shows at the Ridgely and stuff, Danny. Going and seeing all bands playing at the Ridgely. And, good time. Dolly Braid.
Indeed. Neff. I saw Neff was doing a show somewhere.
We met at a Dolly Braid show at Curtin Club.
No kidding.
Yeah.
He was my neighbor.
Was he?
We lived on Fry Street together in North Texas.
Yeah.
He lived downstairs. I lived next door to a girl who played violin and sang, I think, in a band, Gropius, at the time.
Gosh.
And it was all in this really crappy little apartment complex on Fry Street.
Oh yeah, good times. Yeah, Dolly Braid days were fun. They were a lot of wild. That was like we would make the Groovy Mule, R-Bar, Ridgely, and what was the other, Aardvark. The circuit we make, and then we'd go up to Wichita Falls to the beer garden, and then we'd go down to Scruffy Murphy's in Waco. And
did you ever do the Dolly Braid bus when they would get a bus and drive down to a show from Denton, because they were from Denton?
Yeah,
we all lived up there, and they got rented a bus one night a couple of times, and took kegs in the back and booze, and they drove us all the way down to some show in Deep Ellum.
Yeah,
and then we all went to the show and boozed it up, and then all the way back.
No, we never did those, but we always we were. I think Mark kept telling me, because I was huge super fan of theirs, and I would always, like, right before their last show, I was like, man, I've been to like something, been to like 49 of y'all shows. And he knew they were not going to have any more shows. He knew they were breaking up and calling off. And he's like, oh, I feel so bad. I want to tell him he's never going to make number 50, or whatever the number was. It was some, 70 or something. But
I think I still owe Mark a guitar. I think one somewhere or another. I think I ended up with one that Neff let me borrow at some point.
That's funny. Neff is still doing some solo stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, Mark's in Meridian. If they'd ever play a show more than once every 11 months.
They played twice.
They didn't play a show for 14 months, and then they played a show in December, and then one in January.
Yeah.
And then it's like, come on, guys, spread them out a little. One every 6 months at least would be better than two.
How about have a couple... Like have 4 a year.
4 a year would be good.
Yeah, let's do that. So Meridian, let's just focus on 4 a year.
Focus it up.
Let's do that.
So
I see Brandon just put out a new album, but Brandon Lee. But I'd really like to hear a Flicker or see a Flicker Stick reunion show. I don't think it'll ever happen, man. But
I just ran through when I was running through my thing in there the other day. I was going through my playlist. I got like 9,500 songs on my iTunes, and I was trying to pick out some stuff for like generic wedding playlist to pick from, so I don't have to scroll through. And Danielle said, "I go, how about this one?" And I played the old Flicker Stick song, that beautiful song or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh," so it was funny. It's cool to see a local band get so huge.
Yeah.
On that because of the VH1 thing. For those of y'all who remember that was like when local music was banging around here because Deep Ellum was going crazy because Trees was still open from before it closed down.
Gypsy Tea Room.
And Gypsy Tea Room and Curtain and Blind Lemon and all those stuff, man. It was like hopping down. And, it's starting to get crazy down there again.
Oh,
yeah. It's really, really going. There's
foot traffic.
It's hard to pick a show on some weekends. And it's like, I want to be in 3 different clubs. I'm actually going to be there Wednesday night this week. And 2 nights for the Alien Ant Farm is headlining Trees. Head PE is on them with that tour. But there's also Mothership and 5 Billion and Counting are playing. I think that's who.
Mothership. I think we played with them in Denton once, too.
No, it's not Mothership. It's Eagle Snake.
Ah,
Sorry.
Yeah.
5 Billion and Counting. And then the First Decree from Wyoming, who I just interviewed on the show last week.
Where in Wyoming?
But there's probably only 2 places.
That's where I'm from. That's where I went to high school. So.
I don't know. Where did they? I guess Cheyenne.
That's crazy.
I'm sure. I don't remember. I think it's Cheyenne. I could look back from the interview.
What night is the show? I'll have to check
Wednesday.
It out. Cool.
Wednesday. I'm gonna be over there because I'm gonna interview them, and then I'm gonna do my darndest to get an Alien Ant Farm interview, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But I do have press creds for the show, so I might be able to finagle it.
Very cool.
And depends if I can get Clint's down there, I can usually get a little help, but I don't know. So, but it was First Decree's press people because I did the interview, so they're helping me out and get to the show and stuff. So. It's good stuff. I did just miss this Friday, the Serosia show at Trees, when they played with Drowning Pool and Adrenaline Mob. Missed that show. And then also Friday was the Dark Avenue acoustic show.
Saturday.
Was that Saturday? Yeah, that was Saturday.
Saturday, because we...
What did we do Friday? I had that
Friday,
wedding gig.
You had the wedding.
Yeah.
And then Saturday I couldn't go because I had too much stuff.
We just had all
for
kinds
the
of
next
Easter
day.
stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday, Dark Avenue played acoustic at Liquid, but this past weekend was the Deep Ellum Arts Festival. So
yeah.
It's insane down there.
I avoided it this year.
Yeah. It's always a good time, though. So what do you have coming up? I mean, where can people go see you play anytime soon?
Man, well, I played Liquid last week, but it was for that. It was for a cancer benefit for Julian, one of the or Julio as they call him, but Intercore guy, their old manager. And that was my first time playing back in the Dallas area in a very, very long time. So I'm wide open right now. I'm doing the Operation Encore shows, but those are kind of all over the country. I think we're doing something in Minneapolis around Memorial Day, and then maybe DC over for 4th of July, and there'll be a lot of things like that.
Yeah.
But man, anybody want to book me, man? I'm
what kind of shows?
Right now.
I guess do you like to play like a stripped down acoustic shows or?
Yeah. I've been trying to just play with some things and try to work on some new looper stuff, and I have some harmonies that I'm working with a pedal, but I'm trying to get it all together.
Feel completely okay to say no to this, but I'm trying to put together some local music mixers. I don't care if you say no or not.
You're totally okay to say no.
Be totally okay to say no to this, but I'm trying to put together some local music mixers. And there was somebody else who works with local music who does booking and she does promotion. Dang it, I didn't mean to say she. This person does booking and promotions.
You should just say she.
She. And we were going to put together some mixers, but we just keep missing each other on talking about it. So I'm just like, I'm going to do it. You know, I'm not going to wait on anybody. But like have other radio and podcast people and then some venue owners and promoters and people all come together. But then also, wherever we have it, also have a local artist, like maybe do an acoustic show while we're there. So
I would absolutely love to do something
cool.
like that.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a list of some guys, because I'm thinking of doing it once a quarter in Fort Worth and once a quarter in Dallas.
Cool.
Okay, so all we need is your signature
on this line.
In blood.
Shut up.
No, it's all good, man. We'll throw it.
I need a venue in Dallas. I think the Live Oak or somebody like that would be down to do it in Funky Town. And there's plenty of places you can do a show like that in Fort Worth, but I need a Dallas place. I can't figure out what's going to be good over there. So
throw it out to the universe. Put it on the DFW Band Network on the Facebook page.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. That's kind of linked a lot of people together. It's worked out.
It has. I like that page. It's good stuff.
Glad I started it.
You did. Let's see. What else? SteveWilsonOnline.com.
Word.
And playing all over the country, and go download the stuff in iTunes, and it's good stuff. I think we're good to move on to the top 10 and talk about Dyngus Day. I'm sure you're all curious. Oh, let's do the concert calendar. You want to do the concert calendar, Danielle?
No.
I hate you so much. This Wednesday, like we already said, Head PE, Alien Ant Farm, 5 Billion and Counting, Eagle Snake, and First Decree at Trees. This Thursday, this is going to be a good show right here for a Thursday night at Curtain Club. Down to Friend, Lions, Everyone Dies in Utah, 1 Year Later, and Trophy Wives are all playing Curtain on Thursday. This Friday, April 10th, Whiskey Folk, Bad Mountain, and Vincent Neil Emerson at Lola's.
Whiskey Folk.
Whiskey Folk. True.
What are they? What kind of music are they?
Why?
Because I think we've seen Whiskey Folk before.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have.
Are you talking about at Firewater?
Nope.
Oh, I don't know then.
I'm talking about whenever Missy, you know who I'm talking about, Missy?
New
that I
Noise
used to work
Standard?
with?
Oh, no, okay, no.
When they moved, but right before they moved, they went to a show, and I really want to think that was Whiskey Folk.
Did you go without me?
Oh, maybe I did.
Did you go get drunk and
Possibly.
make out with some guy?
No, I didn't make out with anybody, and I didn't get drunk, but I remember
Hey, guys, the Whiskey Folk, did you screw around with my wife?
No.
I could have sworn it was a Whiskey Folk.
God, you guys are jerks.
All I remember.
Saturday, April 11th. I can't believe you cheated on me with Whiskey Folk. You got to think for whiskey, guys. Atomic Music Festival with Between the Buried and Me, Animals as Leaders, Tesseract, and more playing the Bomb Factory. That venue's freaking killer, dude. Also, Saturday 11th, Vinyl is having their album release, and you'll be able to get it in vinyl, I think. Cool. With In Memory of Man, who's one of my favorites. Their vinyl is sitting right up there. And Duel are playing at Lola's in Funky Town. That's one we're going to try to get to if we can get out this weekend. Wednesday, April 15th, Fire from the Gods, Call the Herd, Soundings, and more playing Tom Cats. And the show of the absolute, maybe the show of the year. I'm going to say show of the year, Danielle. Friday, April 17th, come hell or high water, I'm going to be at Trees for Moving Atlas, Loaded Moses, Redefine, Big Story, and Cruella. It's going to be ridiculous.
It's Whiskey Folk Ramblers, by the way.
That's now I recognize that band.
Listen.
What are you looking at? Because I'm looking at a Facebook page that says Lola's Saloon, Friday, April 10th, Whiskey Folk Ramblers.
Yeah, I got Lola's website. It just says Whiskey Folk.
Okay, well, I'm telling you that it's Whiskey Folk Ramblers.
Is it the Whiskey Folk Ramblers? Then yeah, I know who that is.
Okay.
Okay, listen. See, I was
to fight about it.
You want? Yeah, I'm gonna wrestle you in bed later naked. And then let's jump forward to Friday, May 1st. Raven Charter, Panic Volcanic, Bomb Atomic, and Manny the Martyr at Lola's. So there you go. Is your excuse me.
Good push.
Okay, yeah, I really think that they were, because I used to go to school with this guy.
Did you date him? Make out with him?
No.
Okay.
But I went to high school with him.
Whatever. Why do we even have the soundboard? You're not using it. Okay.
I tried to use it just a minute ago, but then I was going to tell you to shut up with it, but then I couldn't find the thing, and then you started talking too soon.
Started talking too soon. There's no such thing.
I should probably not be in charge.
The wine glass is empty.
Yes, that's our second one today. And everyone who listens to the show on a regular basis knows 2 is enough. All right, folks, this is Whiskey Boy Radio Top 10. Dyngus Day. You know, Dyngus Day, it's spelled Dyngus Day with a Y or an I. It's a fun Polish holiday. It's very popular in Poland as well as many places in the U.S. after the long Lenten holiday, after Easter, after Lent is over.
Right.
Dingus Day is a day of fun, perhaps a little romantic fun. It's always celebrated on the Monday after Easter. Guys, on this day, you get to wet down your ladies, sprinkling or drenching them with water, and you chase the ladies with squirt guns or buckets, and then you hit them with Pussywillow sticks. That's what's getting me to Pussywillows. Yeah, go ahead, Steve. You can laugh at the word pussy. And
Who
you know what's
invented
weird?
this holiday?
The Polish, they're insane. The same ones with that sausage. Listen, I said Pussywillow at work today, not even knowing it was Dingus Day. There's something about today that wants you to say Pussywillow.
Apparently so.
So I'm going to give you the top 10 places in America to celebrate Dingus Day. There's at least 10 of them. This is wild. Charlotte, North Carolina. Thousands of Rust Belt refugees who now call Charlotte home have helped fuel the success of Dingus Day at the Red Fez Shrine Club. The 2015 edition, which happened today, featured traditional Polish food, polka music, and is going to benefit the Shriners Hospital for Children. You'll find a rockin' polka band and find out what people mean when they say, bring on the Pussywillow shenanigans. It's time to party our dupas off.
Grab a wiener and let's celebrate some Dingus
All we
Day.
need is some sausage and Pussywillows, and we can really have a good time.
That sounds like
They know how to
an
party.
amazing fun time.
Polish sausage, and you bring out the Pussywillows, and all the women are going to get wet.
And accordion
And
music.
accordions, brave combo. We could start a Fort Worth Dingus Day event.
celebration.
That's it. We're going to do it next year. The
Call
20th
Brave Combo.
Call Brave Combo.
Get
them
their
signed
people
up.
on the
Yes.
phone immediately.
Somebody, Danielle, get Brave Combo on Facebook. Ask them if they'll play Dingus Day next year for us.
I'm on it.
Number 9, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The power of the Pussywillow has begun to be felt in a city famous for its beer, brats, and squeeze boxes. They have a bar that's taken on the challenge of creating Dingus Day Festival with a day filled with Polish beer and live music and polka. So there's a place they're going to do it.
Wisconsin.
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Like they need another reason to party.
Or I know, man, any day. It's Tuesday. Let's party. Organizers explain Dingus Day this way: the party is a near manic lust for celebration, the explosion of excess and sin, the first day of relent from austerity and fast. It is the adverse Polish mirror image of the immediately pre-Lenten Mardi Gras with a very kindred spirit. Good Lord. Louisianans know how to say something.
Polish Mardi Gras.
Polish Mardi
In
Gras,
New Orleans.
but it comes after Lent.
Interesting.
Mardi Gras is before Lent, so you get hammered and show your boobs for beads, and then after Lent,
Mardi Gras before Lent?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
good
right.
Lord, honey.
I'm sorry.
And then you have Lent, so you're good for a little bit, and then you get drunk while eating Polish sausage, smacking chicks with Pussywillows.
Do you think Paulina Porskova grew up getting chased around?
I don't know.
I mean, she's Polish, isn't she? Pussywillows?
I guess.
I don't think my wife would go for
this
that.
year, live music by Debauche and the G-String Orchestra, Polish food and spirits. Dingus Day is the holiday for people who are disappointed to think that the spirit animating Mardi Gras lives only once a year, says club owners. Next place, Phoenix, Arizona. It's like an oasis in the desert. In a town where you'd more likely find a tumbleweed than a Pussywillow branch, the spirit of Dingus Day is... Listen, Whiskey Boy Radio drinking game. Anytime I say Pussywillow, you take a drink.
I don't have any more drink.
Okay.
That's something we shall have to remedy then, isn't it?
Live polka music by the Vartonis Band, Polish beer and spirits, imported Pussywillows, and more will greet partygoers at the club.
Imported Pussywillows.
It's like RussianBrides.com, but it's different.
Can't grow them here.
Polish women. Well, they don't have them in Phoenix.
They're black market
obviously.
Pussywillows.
Oh, in Phoenix,
You have
right.
to buy them.
There's no water in
You
Phoenix.
have to get them on
forgot it was Phoenix.
You have to get them on the deep web. You can't even get them on Craigslist
Or on the
anymore.
black market.
To go to L.A. to get the
You have to-
Pussywillows.
there's
to
a
go
guy
to
in
Phoenix.
there's a guy in Nigeria. He knows a guy. Boston, Massachusetts.
Interesting. That's where my uncle used to live.
Spearheaded by the Tavern at the End of the World in Charlestown, Dingus Day Boston is now into its third year.
Charlestown.
They call themselves the... Get in the car. We're going to Dingus Day. You want to fight?
Chucky's bouncing a bar up at Harvard this weekend.
Get your Pussywillow and get in the car.
Grab a group of Pussywillows. Let's get up there.
Get it wet, boys. It's going to be a good one.
How you like them apples?
This is ridiculous. This is the best top 10 list we've ever done. Okay, where was I? Boston.
Wicked smart.
They call themselves the Polish capital of New England. The party features all the traditional elements. They got a dingus party, polka music, Polish food, vodka, Pussywillows, spontaneous water gun battle. Oh, golly. I want to do this year round. I want to have Dingus Day all the time. We'll have...
It's only... No, you can't have it all the time.
We got to find more...
It would be shenanigans in the street if we had it all the time.
Let's do Texas Dingus in June.
Okay.
But I'm going to do it in Florida.
Whiskey Boy presents...
Whiskey Doy.
Who's been drinking?
Someone give me a shot. Words are hard.
This episode has to be named
Shopkeeper.
Words is hard.
Words is hard on Dingus Day. I feel like I've been hitting the mouth with a Pussywillow.
Shopkeepers, prepare your orders for Pussywillows. Accordions.
You think Bryce's flowers can deliver? Are they Bryce's flowers or Bryce? I don't know. You think the florist could deliver Pussywillows?
I don't know.
Can you get a phone number?
No, okay, so here's the thing.
No, listen,
listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to order Pussywillows, but then when they come deliver them, we're going to ask them to smack them with
when they show up to deliver them, we're going to throw water on them.
Listen, can you squirt me with a super soaker and whack me with those, please?
Here's a squirt gun. Will you chase my wife with me?
It's Dingus Day, man.
It's Dingus.
You squirt her, I'll slap her.
It's going to be a wicked pisser. That's Boston still. Okay. Number 5. Rotterdam.
Halfway there.
This is ridiculous. Rotterdam, New York. What began as a small party at a local tavern 7 years ago has now transformed itself into the self-proclaimed Dingus capital of upstate New York. Okay, so we're going to be the Dingus capital of Texas.
Okay, this house right here.
You get to just be, Sendera Ranch. We can have the Dingus Day 5K. We could run, and everyone's got water guns, and Pussywillows are just beating the crap out of each other.
And you have to pay for it. The entry fee is only $199.
Only $180. Yeah, what he said. And everyone has to talk like they're from Boston.
But I thought it was Polish, so you have to speak.
But Boston accents are fun.
I don't know how to do it.
I can't do a Polish accent either.
Come on, try it.
No, I have no clue.
You just take the vowels out of your name, I think. Try to pronounce your name.
Danielle, you do a Polish accent.
No, I have no clue.
Yeah. Somebody call up 972-853-1359.
Angering a lot of Polish people.
Oh, the Poles.
They're partying. They're not listening right now.
They're not. It's Dingus Day.
Chasing
It's
each other
crazy.
with
So
Pussywillows.
Let's see. What time is it? It's 8:30 in California, so there's no florist open. So we should call and ask if we can get Pussywillows. Is there a 24-hour florist?
Are they partying in California?
Cali? I don't know. St. Petersburg, Florida is number 4. No worries about being drenched by a squirt gun because you can celebrate the Monday after Easter in your bikini top at the 20th annual Dingus Day party at Buffalo City Bar and Grill in St. Petersburg. Free Pussywillows will be given to the ladies while you dance to the music of Florida Honky Polka Band.
They're one gig a year.
They're 1 gig a year, yeah.
I thought that the women got hit with the Pussywillows. Why do the women? Are they slapping each other?
Yeah, a bunch of chicks in bikinis.
It's Florida.
Yeah. Oh man,
America.
Let me take everything.
We celebrate things a little different down here in Florida.
Like people in Poland are just going, "What have you done? What is happening?" MTV's got we're live from Dingus Day in Florida.
It's the new St. Patrick's Day.
There's Pussywillows everywhere.
Dress like a leprechaun and celebrate the saint.
This is ridiculous.
Drink green beer.
Who's the patron saint of Pussywillows? We should find that out. Whiskeyus Boyus.
Whiskeyus Boyus.
Okay. Number 3, South Bend, Indiana. Although more politics than polkas, Dingus Day in South Bend is still one of America's sizable celebrations. Dingus Day in South Bend marks the beginning of the whatever region it is, Michiana region's political campaign season, with political parties sponsoring events featuring a parade of hopefuls shaking hands and kissing babies.
There you go. Indiana making everything political.
Yeah. So important is politics that over the years it has attracted the likes of Robert F. Kennedy, Bill and Hillary Clinton to Dingus events. What South Bend lack in Pussywillow and squirt guns, they make up in spirited celebration of spring.
Sounds like a rager. That's number what, 2?
The Dyngus Day Dash is a 5K run and walk through the streets of Michigan City. Lame.
Ours is going to be way more awesome.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're going to be beating people down. There's going to be a whole section you have to run through Pussywillow branches. All right, number 2. I thought you actually hit something. I'm like, what are you doing? Ow, ow, ow. People are going to come out and they're going to have like red lines all over their face.
You guys have a good time?
Obstacle race. You have to avoid the Pussywillows.
It's impossible.
Hold on, I need to get a selfie.
All right, number 2 is Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland rocks. In 2009, Dyngus Day organizers from Buffalo, New York visited their Lake Erie neighbors with the hopes of planting the Pussywillow seed in Cleveland. One of the people who they excited was Justin Gorski, a polka promoter known as DJ Kiska. A year later, Gorski came to Buffalo to learn how he could create a dingus party in his own town. Now, in its 5th year, the celebration in Cleveland, Ohio has become one of the largest in America, with an accordion parade and over 30 venues participating. In 2015, Dyngus Day Cleveland marks the 100th anniversary of the birth of Cleveland native and America's polka king, Frankie Yankovic, who passed away at 98.
Is that Weird Al's dad, I think?
I don't know.
I believe it is.
Is it?
Yeah, no kidding.
Makes sense, because he always does polka on his albums. Not to be missed is DJ Kishka's Heavenly Beer Tent, presented by the National Cleveland Style Polka Hall of Fame and Museum. It's a must-visit for families in the area.
Right next to the Cardiac Center.
All right. And number 1, the place, if you're going to celebrate, besides us next year, number 1, Buffalo, New York. The number 1 Dyngus Day party in America. Nowhere else in the world will you find more Pussywillows being plucked, polkas being played, and more sausage being consumed than in Buffalo, New York. Sounds like a Japanese movie you can only find on the deeptube.com.
It's somewhere out there.
It was only natural that a city proud of its ethnic and blue-collar past would become known as the Dyngus Day capital of the world. Although celebrated by Polish youth since the 1870s, the modern Dyngus Day party was invented in Buffalo by the by a singing society in 1961. Both the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Sabres have created unique lines of Dyngus Day branded apparel. And here's 2 broads holding buckets of Pussywillows.
Awesome. Buffalo.
In 2015, venues across the city will feature live music, Polish food, Polish beer, and vodka. The largest concentration of parties can be found in Buffalo's historic Polonia district that at the turn of the 20th century boosted the second largest Polish-American colony in the world outside of Europe. It is, all these P's, it's killing me. I need a pop filter. It is in the Polonia district you'll find the Dyngus Day Buffalo Parade featuring 200 units and a sea of Polish pride. Parties in Buffalo officially begin on Easter Sunday night and continue until the wee hours of Tuesday morning. Golly.
That's a long party.
I want to go do this. We'll go to Buffalo, learn how they do it. We'll come back here 2 years from today, and we're going to blow it out. Because Texas wasn't even on this list. I mean, it's crazy. So if you guys want to find out about it, go to dingusdaybuffalo.com. Can you find us someone from Buffalo, New York to be on the show? We'll talk about what they did this year and how we could have our own next year. Go ahead. Look that up.
Am I your errand girl?
You are. Let's go ahead and play a song. We are just killing this podcast. This has been fun.
I concur.
All right. We're going to play a Black Doves tune.
Word.
It's Ask Me To.
Oh, no, I have my guitar tuned to that right now.
That's good times.
I'm just playing that.
It's off the album was Moments to Clarity?
Moments of Clarity.
Moments of Clarity. Okay.
Album was recorded in 3
I will
studios.
frickin' slap you, silly.
With a Pussywillow?
Oh, it's so much fun.
Spray you with Super Soaker.
Yes.
We have a water gun.
Could we create a Texas version so we wouldn't use Pussywillows? We could use something else. Like, I don't know, what's like a Texas tree?
The yellow roses, but they have thorns.
That would be bad.
It's a different kind of party.
We could do a mesquite tree, too, but they got really big thorns. Whack!
That's the fetish ball. It's a different thing.
We don't want to go
different
quite
time
that
of
way.
year.
The black leather fetish 5K. We can't do that one. They do that one in Buffalo, New York also.
Florida
Nine
Keys.
tails.
Key West.
All right, we're going to play this tune, Ask Me To. When we come back, we're going to talk about topic number 2, which is not as fun as what we just talked about, ridiculousness. But and then we're going to go over whacked out people in the news, so we should get some good laughs off that stuff. So thank you guys for checking. This has just turned out to be a rip-roaring Pussywillow of a show, and I thank you for joining us. You're listening to Whiskey Boy Radio on whiskeyboyradio.com. We'll be right back, folks.
Just ask me to. Just ask me to.
Quiet, everybody. We're going on the air. This is Whiskey Boy Radio. Whiskey Boy Radio. Whiskey Boy Radio. Whiskey Boy Radio. On whiskeyboy.us. Roger, copy.
Roger, Gabby. We're back. We have gotten fresh super soakers, shots of vodka, and Pussywillows. We're going to beat the everyone crap out of Sexy News Girl Dani.
Wait, what?
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 I don't know. So,
Snooze,
Dyngus
you
Day,
lose.
folks,
I
ladies
don't
and
like
gentlemen.
this idea.
That was Ask Me To, Black Dove's tune, featuring the vocal stylings of one Steve D. Wilson.
Oh, yeah, how are you?
So it's good stuff, man.
Thank you.
I haven't heard anything you've done that I haven't liked, just to be honest.
That I
So,
appreciate you saying that.
It's good stuff. You're a consummate musicianal professional.
You know, I don't agree. But there's a lot of people making those songs sound good, so...
Well, I like what you do. So
Thank you,
put it
Mike.
that way. You're a good songwriter. You're a good singer. You're a singer-songwriter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a good guy. I like your
Thank you,
stuff.
sir.
And I cannot wait to get you... I don't know if you're going to do it on your own or if you form some kind of project, but whatever, I'll be happy to see you playing locally again.
I dig it. I miss it. I do miss it a lot. But I'll tell you what, man. I'm just this time around. I just let go, and I've kind of thrown, it up to the universe. See what it throws back at me.
Well, I mean, after all, it is Dyngus Day. We could have a Dyngus Day miracle.
That's right.
We did have an Easter miracle. You want to talk about the Easter miracle we had Easter morning?
Sure.
The Easter miracle first had to start because I fell asleep instead of putting the eggs out for the kids. So I'm going to talk quieter in case they're still awake.
I think they're all asleep.
Okay. So we packed me and Danielle. Well, no, you didn't help. Me and our daughter. Did you help?
I put the pails together.
Okay. Me and my daughter put together 48 eggs to hide in the backyard for the kids.
Yep.
For the three younger ones. And I set them next to my bed. I'm like, okay, go to bed. I was going to wait until they're all good and asleep, and then I was going to go put them in the backyard. Well, it was raining overnight, so I didn't want to put them out too early. So I fell asleep. I forgot to put them out, and I got woken up by my middle of my three youngers, who came in and goes, Daddy, there's Easter Bunny left something. He was referring to the big little pail basket type things we left. He goes, but I looked all over the house and there's no eggs. I'm like, oh, crap. I forgot to do that. I'm like, okay, just go. I'll be out there in a minute. And I nudged Danielle. I'm like, dude, I fell asleep. I forgot to go put the eggs out. And I said, go get the boys, get their pails off the kitchen and bring them into the front room in here and go through them and distract them, and I'll run out back. And so I went in and I woke them all up, and I got my daughter up. I said, Katie, get up. Go run interference for me. I got to go in the backyard. And so they got them all in here, and they're looking. I hear them all going, chocolate, pixie sticks. And so I sneak out the back door, and I'm throwing these freaking eggs everywhere. And so then I come back in, and I sit down, and they're looking at everything. I go, David, you said you looked all over the house, and you didn't see any eggs, but, the Easter Bunny wouldn't come in the house. Did you look in the backyard? He goes, and so the boys went running you heard the door open, you heard them go, they're everywhere. And I stood up, put my hands in there. I'm like, yes, the Easter magic is still alive.
Dad win right there.
It was slick.
But
it was only because of a dad fail.
We have to point out that the Tooth Fairy
didn't come.
Decided not to go.
The same night.
The same night we had my son lost a tooth Sunday night as well. Or Saturday night.
Listen, I already told him, I said, listen, the Tooth Fairy probably won't come because the Easter's will be here at the same time. I was already patting my covering because I knew I was going to forget. But then, luckily, he didn't put a pillow on it. So I was like, oh, you didn't put a pillow on it? Of course they're not going to come. And then sometime Sunday, the tooth is gone. We don't know where it went. So now he can't even leave it for the Tooth Fairy.
That's awesome.
So
I think we're going to have to just say that we found it and then just leave money.
Yeah, we've been there.
Did he say something about it again today?
Yeah, he was looking for it. Well, because the pillow was still up there.
I've had to have my kids write letters to the Tooth Fairy because they failed to come. Write them a letter. Maybe that's what you need to do.
Put that money, that dollar right there.
I sent the pillow back to bed with him.
Just write a note. Put glitter on it. I'm sorry I missed your tooth. Here is your dollar. What?
Why does he talk like that exactly?
It's the Polish Tooth Fairy. She's been out celebrating Dyngus Day.
She's had a few too many vodkas and whacked by Pussywillows.
We could make a shot called the Pussywillow. We could have it for Dyngus Day.
What would go in it besides vodka?
You have to be slapped with Pussywillow while you're drinking.
Essence of Pussywillow.
It's infused. Vodka infused with Pussywillow.
It's better than bacon infused.
Oh, no.
Is it dying?
Battery.
Well, yeah, it's good.
Oh,
crap. Well, you better. I don't know what you're gonna do with it.
I'll just continue to look at it, thinking about all the wonderful things that I could be doing.
Okay, so did you see the story about out in Georgia, this metal band that wrecked the van? Did you see this story?
I guess I didn't.
It was a very heavy, like a black metal band. They were like called Cult of something, like just some generic cult, whatever. I don't want to say the name, but there was a few bands involved. I just don't want to involve the family people, because
sure.
Anyway, there was an accident yesterday or this morning. I think it was this morning, actually. What happened was sometime in the middle of the night, the driver either fell asleep or somehow lost control and put it off 300 feet off the road into a tree. 3 people died.
Ouch.
And so, these news stories go up on Facebook and all the people commenting. And what happened was I'm using big-time air quotes, Christians, because I'm a Christian and I would not do this, started referring to them because they're a black metal band called Cult, saying, oh, well, they probably got what they deserved. And I'm like, what on earth? So the topic I wanted to mention, and it's brought on from this, is non-Christ-like Christians.
Yeah.
And what frustrates me more than anything because I don't care, whatever. Have your opinion, be an ugly person, say that gays are going to hell because they're gay, say that Obama is going to hell, say that if you're a Democrat, say all this stuff evil about these people and judge them. But what is frustrating about that is how it makes the rest of the world look at Christians.
Right.
Because it's the same thing, if you think about it. It's the same thing that happens when someone who is Middle Eastern and claims to be of the Islam faith, that claim to be a Muslim, and they blow up a building, and the entire world says Muslims are evil terrorists.
Right.
It's the same thing that happens. Then you get all these atheist folks who turn and say all Christians are evil, bigoted people. And it drives me insane because I have friends out in California and a couple up in like the Pennsylvania area who are atheists and are always hitting me with well, Christians just judge everybody and y'all just think that everyone's horrible unless they... And I'm like, dude, that is not true. And then stories like this come out and it just drives me insane.
It's because we all are a lot more comfortable putting people into those little categories.
Yep.
So...
It's frustrating to me. And I try to explain over and over again. I'm like, just because I think that things and I said this last week on the show, just because I think that things you do are wrong doesn't mean I think you're a horrible person. Like I have friends and family who have been involved in drugs and drinking and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, I don't think they're evil, horrible people. I still love them. I think they make bad decisions. I think everybody makes bad decisions. And I've never said that I'm perfect. I say that, but I have said I'm perfect before. But it's a joke, people. Because I'm the most perfect person on the planet. Dani knows. And but listen, I've never claimed to be that because I'm a Christian means I'm a perfect person or that I lead any kind of perfect life or even that you have to lead a perfect life to say you're going to heaven. I've never said any of that. It's just so frustrating to me. And then the stupid thing because now you have all these people, they're a death metal band. They're all going to hell. They just need to burn. That's why that happened. That's not why that happened, for one thing. God loved those people just as much as he loves, the pastor of my church. But then you have all these other people come back and attacking the Christians. And so now you've got 3 or 4 people that are dead because of an accident. And the only thing that's happened out of it is these people are being horribly hateful toward each other. I don't get how that stuff happens.
It's pretty silly.
It's ridiculous. Redonkulous.
Especially if you're a proclaimed Christian and then you think about who did Christ, if you're a Christian, who did he hang out with?
He hung out
because
with
it certainly wasn't like the richy rich nose in the air folk.
No, he hung out with the drunks and the prostitutes and the criminals and golly, everybody was the apostles were not nice people before they became apostles, generally speaking. And Judas sold out Jesus, and he was one of the closest apostles.
Yep.
I don't know. What do you have to say about all this, Danielle? Does it just anger you?
I think it's just the world that we live in nowadays. When people can get on their social media sites and say whatever they feel like they want to because they're behind a screen.
Yeah, hiding behind the keyboard. Yeah. You got a lot of internet.
They don't have to take accountability for the things that they say and the hatefulness that goes towards these people that are now dead. They don't have to.
What's real sad to me is these people that passed away, who cares? Even if they were like Satan worshipers and hated the Lord and they really were evil, horrible people, if that's still the case, they have family out there somewhere who probably wasn't.
Sure.
And these people are going to be watching the news coverage because, if someone in your family died, you would probably read the news stories about it and see the things about it. And they're going to see all these horrible statements these people are making. And how would you like to see that?
I think the thing that we need to realize and take away from this is that, like you said, even if these people that did pass away in this accident were horrible, awful people, and let's just say, and I don't know this for a fact, and this is just a, for instance, but let's just say their whole entire family was unsaved and they were just, evil devil worshipers or whatever these Christians are saying that they were. That doesn't mean that us as Christians need to point that out. We should be loving and caring. We're supposed to love even our enemies as Christians, and you saying hateful, mean things about that is not loving your enemy. So you're not being a Christian when you're doing that.
And if you're a real devout Christian person, it should break your heart more if someone who is not a Christian dies.
You should have empathy for that person.
Well, because if a Christian dies, a saved Christian, you know where they're going. But if someone who is not a saved Christian dies and you're a Christian, that's a loss.
Life
over
in hell. That's
a bummer,
what
man.
It is.
It's a bummer. It's like
I think the problem with
hell for them is going to be like Pussywillows to the face.
With the big face. The people, the Christians who are like really outspoken, really anti everything that's not Christian. I think the problem with them is that they've lost sight of what Christianity is really supposed to be.
Sure.
they've lost sight of what Jesus actually came down on earth to do, and which was to prove that, that he was going to save us, and he was supposed to be here to take away our sins, and yet you're sitting here going
the
against the law.
Exactly.
Against the one and only law, and that's just not...
That's super arrogance.
Yeah.
And,
It is.
this is something I wrote, I don't know, it's just one of those deep thoughts by Steve Wilson that I put on my Facebook one day, but it's, are you using your religion as a mirror or as a window? If you're looking out the window and using it to judge everybody else, then
It's true.
it's not the intended purpose.
It's true.
I have a bad thing on both sides because nobody gets the thou shalt not judge thing correct.
No.
You don't judge people, but that's not to say if you see somebody doing something wrong, you can't point it. You can point out when you say you should not do that. That doesn't mean you're judging them. That means you're saying you shouldn't do that. This is what you should be doing. And ladies and gentlemen, that's not judging. That's just saying, hey, this book I found with all these pages says you're not supposed to do that. I'm not saying you're a horrible person. I'm just saying you shouldn't do that.
Well, and I think they also get confused with Christians shouldn't, quote unquote, judge Christians, because that's actually what we're supposed to be. That's what we're supposed to do.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
supposed to be there
To hold each other accountable.
Keep,
Yeah.
yes,
Sure.
to hold to make sure that that we're all still on track.
Yeah, if I see someone I go to church with like out doing something horribly nasty with some other person or that's not their spouse or something, I should say, hey buddy, maybe
You sure you want to do this, dude?
why don't you come over here? Let's go have some Pussywillows. Not have some Pussywillows. You know what I'm
Some
saying?
vodka.
Some vodka.
Polish sausage.
Well, yeah, Polish sausage. So many calories in bratwurst and stuff, though. It's bad.
Indeed.
Anyway, so sum it all up. It's like I said Thursday on the show. This world would have absolutely zero problems. Whether you are a Christian or not, if you can just love people the way you love yourself, everything would be fine. And listen, this was Brother Wiggins said this in Sunday school. He said, I'm just going to say it to everybody out there. If I'm completely wrong about Christianity and when I die, I'm just dead, I'm not going to heaven, the worst case scenario is I had a set of morals I tried to live by, okay? And what's the worst case scenario if you're wrong? Still, I'm going to heaven. But worst case scenario for you, if you're wrong, is you going to go burn forever.
Yep, eternity in
So,
hell. That's right.
I don't know which side you'd rather be on. Maybe you just choose to live by a good set of morals, and maybe you can't do everything you want to do, but that's life, and maybe you shouldn't be doing those things anyway. But, man, if I was skeptical, I would even be like, maybe I'll err on the side of caution here. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't even know if I understood it when I wasn't saved. People who just were like, how could you not think there could be a creator to the universe when you look at it? Like, all this stuff could not happen by happenstance and accident. It just wouldn't happen.
It's easier to rationalize when you're your own God, though. That's
Well,
why it happens.
it's easier to not hold yourself accountable. than
Exactly.
anything. Yeah.
You make yourself your own God.
You can't explain, if you are an atheist and you do something wrong, what makes you feel like that's wrong? And then secondly, how do you explain music and art? Those things, there's no reason that would evolve. There's no point to it if everything is just, evolved from something. We wouldn't have music and art. We wouldn't have conscience, because that would make us weak and we wouldn't be able to,
like survival of the fittest kind of thing.
Oh, speaking of, I have no idea how I connected this to, but what really drives me crazy is when people say that Americans, if we don't want illegal immigrants, and I'm not going to argue that, but they say the Native Americans should be like, you guys are all illegal immigrants. No, we're not. We came in and conquered a people. That's what societies do. They come to an area, conquer the indigenous people, and set up their own culture.
Right.
That frustrates me when people are like, you immigrated here and took over.
We didn't come into their society. We came over and conquered and created our own society.
That's what happens all over the place.
Right.
We weren't trying to immigrate here. We came
That's
here.
what Spain did to Mexico.
There's a little thing going on in Israel that has that same ring to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar, but
I don't.
Yeah, I mean they bring to light this whole thriving community and economy in the middle of this desert where nothing's going on. And now all of a sudden everybody wants it back, and it's silly, man. Native, now, look what we've done. Yeah, we've conquered people. It's happened for millions of years.
That's what happens.
Whatever you believe.
Yeah.
And do we apologize for it, or we keep moving forward? Because I think we've made many, many advances in medicine and society.
I know.
Since then, so
fire water is much better these days.
Exactly.
I mean, you can get it at the corner market.
Flavors of all sorts of
there is
moonshine.
apple beers and There's apple moonshine we had when
See?
Old Jug of Whiskey was in the studio.
It was good.
It was good stuff. And you got sangria right there. You couldn't get that if we were in a teepee.
Nope.
No. Anyway, I'm just saying. I don't know how the two were connected, but it just frustrates me when people are. Let's move on.
What's our original topic?
Christians are bad people or something. I don't remember. Okay, let's run down some whacked out news.
Word.
Did you hear about this conspiracy theory these people are saying? Wi-Fi is a government-controlled weapon that's slowly giving us cancer through radiation so they can control us.
That's why I wear my tinfoil hat.
I wish you should have wore it over here. Our Wi-Fi is real low power. If you turn on our microwave, you lose Wi-Fi in the house.
That's awesome.
Our Wi-Fi is such crap. How about this lady? A woman slits her husband's throat while he was sleeping. Her defense, I was dreaming about filleting fish.
Oh, awesome.
It's totally going to be my excuse.
On Thursday, I had a story about a couple that were arguing about salsa. And so she sliced him up because they were like, no, you ate the salsa. No, you were eating all the salsa. And she cut him.
She was
he shouldn't
sleep
have eaten the
filleting.
salsa.
I know. I said this could have happened in the Blake house. We're serious about our salsa. In Ogden, Utah, this family built a little fort, like a castle, for their kids to play on out of cardboard. It's like, and the city sent them a notice, said you have piles of trash in your front yard. You have to remove it. They're like, it's a freaking fort. And it was going to be gone. It wasn't going to last. But now they're like, well, they said we had 14 days to remove it, so we're going to make it last 14 days. Now. They're
fort.
pissed,
Get out there
man.
and duct tape that together.
They keep adding parts to it. Now they're going to slide on it and everything.
I would too.
Yeah, man. So now they've been on the news, and now the city just looks like idiots. And then do you know what swatting is?
No.
These online gamers will find out where the other online gamer lives, and they'll call in a fake 911 call to that it's saying, like, someone's kidnapped and being held hostage. And then some of them, they do a video of when they're playing, of them playing, and you can see the cops bust in the door. This is a horrible thing that keeps happening. These kids are getting, like, taken down by SWAT, and then they're like, oh, sorry. Somebody called in a SWAT thing, did a swatting, called in a bomb threat at a library. Problem is, it's like within walking distance to the starting line of where the Boston Marathon happens.
Oh,
so it's
nice.
like, well, you can't call it a bomb threat.
Homeland Security rolls in
yeah.
moments later.
They had closed blocks and blocks down for these stupid kids doing this stuff.
That's a funny prank. Let's not do that.
No, they're idiots, man. I hate kids. All right, so we're going to do this now, Danielle. What the heck is this? Oh, we're gonna play audio. This men and women. You know how
rude.
You know how women like they don't want us to help. They just want us to listen.
Yes.
But sometimes it's a very obvious problem, and we're like, just fix this. And you're okay. Listen to this. You might not get it, but listen because it's a video. But it should be pretty apparent what they're talking about. So check out this broad.
It's just there's all this pressure, and sometimes it feels like it's right up on me, and I can just feel it, like literally feel it in my head, and it's relentless. And I don't know if it's going to stop. I mean, that's the thing that scares me the most is that I don't know if it's ever going to stop.
Yeah. Well, you do have a nail in your head.
It is not about the nail.
Are you sure? Because, I'll bet if we got that out of there...
Stop trying to fix it.
No, I'm not trying to fix it. I'm just pointing out that maybe the nail is causing...
You always do this. You always try to fix things when what I really need is for you to just listen.
No, see, I don't think that is what you need. I think what you need is to get the nail
See, you're
out.
not even listening now.
Okay, fine. I will listen. Fine.
It's just... Sometimes it's like... There's this achy... I don't know what it is. And I'm not sleeping very well at all. And all my sweaters are snagged. All of them.
Yeah, that sounds really hard.
It is. Thank you. Ow!
Oh, come on. Ow. If you would just...
Don't...
Try to see things my way.
So there you go. The woman has a nail sticking out of her head, and she just won't listen to him.
You can tell me how to fix it, or you can tell me to fix it, but don't tell me how to fix it. One or the other.
So there you go, Danielle.
Yeah, the next time I have a nail sticking out of my head, you're welcome to pull it out.
But you don't understand. Sometimes when you're complaining, it's like, I'm like, this is just look, we just fixed this one thing, and I promise it goes away. Your whole problem. Just listen to me. No, but just let this, and you won't have to complain about it anymore. Oh, my sweaters are snagged.
But sometimes it's nice to just complain.
Yeah, I know. You do that a lot, which is why you're fixing it a Pussywillow upside the face.
Is it?
Can we take the board we used to whoop the boys and can we draw Pussywillows on it?
No.
It'd be like, go to your room. We're fixing to do Dyngus Day.
No.
No? Okay. All right, honey.
There we were.
It's a good time. So you ready for this, honey?
No.
And now the news. The sexy news girl, Dani.
Okay, so
it's
Easter,
exciting. You know why this is exciting? It's the first time we've had news in like a month.
And you're already interrupting me.
That's what I do, baby.
I know.
If you just let me get it out.
No.
He just wants to be listened to.
I know.
That's
like
why.
he hasn't been talking for the last hour.
Hour
Seriously?
and 32 minutes. Go ahead, honey.
Okay, so Easter was yesterday, and an Easter bunny was stuffed with meth.
Yes!
Sweet.
And intercepted by Oklahoma police.
The Easter candy will destroy your
do
teeth.
meth in Oklahoma, do they?
Oh, yeah. Heroin and everything.
Police in Oklahoma say they intercepted a package last week containing a stuffed Easter bunny filled with 2 pounds of meth.
Gah! Breaking
Happy
Bad.
Easter.
Didn't they do that on Breaking Bad?
Easter bunnies? I don't recall.
I don't know about Easter bunnies. I don't know. I didn't see it. So
They put
why am
them
I
in-
talking?
Oh, maybe that was the Batman movie I'm thinking of.
Oh my God.
Traffic. That was in like little teddy bears or something, wasn't it?
Old school. I read a story this week where a guy shot a bag of pot out his butt when the cops made him spread it and cough.
Are you done?
The number one killer now, instead of murder in New York, is heroin. Go ahead.
In other happy news.
Pussywillow.
The bunny has a street value of $30,000. Authorities say they received a tip about the holiday delivery. They picked off the package from a resident who admitted to the police that she was expecting the delivery and was meant to pass on the illegal substance to an unknown person at a later date.
Wow.
She was held on $75,000 bond.
Easter Bunny's a mule.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. The movie Hop could be way different if we did it like this.
All right.
What's next, baby?
In Moscow, a burglar in a small town
in Mother Russia
More vodka.
has broken into a home and left a photograph with a note of apology. The burglar picked the lock on the front door and stole a chainsaw.
Okay.
As well as several blocks. It says blocks of cigarette packages. I assume they're just like the cartons. The owner came into the house, found the photo and the note on a desk saying, I'm going to give myself up today. Please forgive me. I hate myself for this.
Wow.
Police evidently...
Cigarettes and a chainsaw?
Yeah.
It's a long night
Very
ahead.
random. Police evidently found... eventually found the man who turned out to be 26-year-old local resident with multiple convictions of burglaries.
I need more vodka.
Was he sawing anything?
I don't. It doesn't say, but that
My
would
name
be
is
weird.
Domtar. I must cut down tree and smoke cigarette.
Dude, it's just cigarettes and a chainsaw.
When
It's
I
okay.
drink my vodka.
And he said he was sorry.
Forgive
I mean,
yourself.
come on.
I'm training to be Russian boxer. I will beat your Rocky Balboa.
All
I
right.
really need to saw down the forest first. Steal a chainsaw.
I must build log cabin to keep my brides in. You come to RussianBride.com. I have chainsaw brides. I have cigarettes and vodka.
I hate myself for it.
My name is Domtar. I am very sorry for
Yes, I'm sure Domtar laughs like that.
My name is Domtar. I am very sorry for stealing a chainsaw. I must build my log cabin for my Russian brides. I will give it back, but first I crush your head.
First, you have to take a dump because you're completely constipated.
I am the third burglar. Like sparrow egg between thigh. My name is Zangief.
Oh, man.
Hi, you get.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right.
What's next
Can I
story?
move on to the
Please
last
do.
story?
Please
Thank
tell me
goodness.
there's a Pussywillow in this one.
There's not.
Son of a gun.
There is a goat.
Oh,
However.
well.
Hey, it's me, the old goat.
A disorderly goat in custody after headbutting door in New Jersey.
Disorderly goat?
Yes. Police in New Jersey are searching for the owner of a mischievous goat who was found disturbing a doorway in a residential neighborhood this weekend. Cops responded to the Beach Lane neighborhood in North New Jersey City on Saturday after people reported a little goat was aggressively headbutting a door.
Get this thing out of here.
Listen, goat, we told you if we had to come back here, we were going to take you in. We expect you to be orderly around here, all right?
We're trying to get ready for Dingus Day celebrations. You can't go knocking down the doors.
I told you once.
Domtar, get over here and take care. I take care of your goat. I break his head and put him in log cabin with Russian brides.
No, you have to saw his head off.
I saw his head off and I crush it like sparrow's egg between thighs.
Police arrived to find the goat frolicking in a nearby road and took him into custody before handing him over to animal control.
What should I do, Sarge? He's out here frolicking around.
Wait, this is New York. He's not a Boston cop.
It's Jersey.
Oh, Jersey.
They're asking the owner to come forward and get his or her goat. Anyone who knows the goat should call the police department.
Do they have a mugshot?
They have a picture of the goat.
What's he doing, man? What's he doing? I don't know. He's frolicking around.
He's frolicking around. He's banging into the door over here. Can we please have Christopher Walken read this story? There was a goat. He was frolicking and he aggressively attacked the doorway. We're trying to get ready to celebrate Dingus Day. The goat.
You got like a Caribbean all of a sudden. Caribbean walking.
It hit the door, man.
Everything want to be Irie goats.
Irie, man. It's the freaking goat, man. How many different accents have we done?
Oh, my cheeks hurt.
What do we still need to do German. Das Goat is good, yeah. Das Goat, yeah.
Crazy goat.
Oh no, our sponsor could do the German for us. He does German voiceovers.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
This show has been ridiculous. This is the funniest show in a long time. Steve's got to come back. You inspire ridiculousness.
I tend to do that.
Oh, I still got to do my run for the night. Day number 96. I got to do day 96. The first 3 months of the year is 90 days. It adds up. You got 31, 28, 31.
We're still talking about this?
All the way to 365.
It's come full circle. You shut up, jerk. Oh, golly, gee willikers. What else do I have? Nothing. We're going to play Dice of Destiny, but they're just not going to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up on the show next week. Oh, my gosh, what a day.
Great googly moogly.
Great googly boogly.
What's coming up on the show next week?
The Phantom Sensation are going to be here. On this Thursday show, I should have some audio from Wednesday night out at Trees. If you're coming out, going to be in Deep Elements this Wednesday night. Come out and see me, and we'll get some audio for the show Thursday. I need some people who want to do phone interviews. I think James Villa is going to do one because I got to record 3 shows for when I'm going to be away in Florida. Oh, and just announced today, June 16th or 18th, whatever that Thursday is. Pussywillows is going to be back in studio for the release of their EP. It's going to be rad. He's bringing beers, and I'm bringing Jaeger. Woohoo! And we need vodka and Pussywillows. What? I did like 5 different accents. Okay, anyway. Danielle, do you have anything else for the show?
I don't think so.
SteveWilsonOnline.com. Steve Wilson, do you have anything else for the show?
No, but thank you for having me. Then everybody, I do have one thing. Sign up for the DFW Band Network on the Facebook page. It's DFW Band Network. And if you want to promote shows on the DFW Band Network show info page. Please don't post show flyers on DFW Band Network.
Cool. I'll post the links to both those pages in the show notes of this show at whiskeyboy.us/234. Thanks for checking out this episode of the podcast, folks. Why don't you guys email me, whiskeyboy@whiskeyboyradio.com. Whiskeyboyradio.com is our official website. Call our voicemail and studio line at 972-853-1359. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Whiskey Boy Radio. Until next time, I'm your host, Big Papa Whiskey, Matt Blake. Along with me, as always,
Sexy News Girl Dani.
And
Steve Wilson.
We'll see you guys on the next show. Have a great week. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, let's go. Whiskey Boy in the house. I'm jamming for my homies. I do this podcast thing for everybody to hear. Check me out and I'm in iTunes. I'm on Facebook and Twitter too. WhiskeyBoyRadio.com. Hit me up, tell your mom. Whiskey Boy, I'm out. Check out my show. I love you.
Chucky's bouncing a bar up at Ovid this weekend.
Get your Pussywillow and get in the car.
Grab a group of Pussywillows. Let's get up there.
Get it wet, boys. It's going to be a good one.
How you like them apples?
This is ridiculous. This is the best top 10 list we've ever done.